So our son Ethan became poorly in March of 2014. He'd just come home from a rugby tournament. He was tired, as usual. But by the next day, he looked unwell. He still looked really tired, exhausted. But I sent him to school with me by lunchtime. It was quite clear there was something really wrong with him. We took him to the doctors, who thought that he had glandular fever. Within 24 hours, he had a rash and his eyes were bloodshot, his lips were cracking, his feet were swelling. So we took him back to the doctors, who said that he was allergic to the antibiotics and gave us more. And by the evening, I'd had enough and said that I didn't think that was the case. So I took him to an emergency doctor at the hospital, who said that he had scarlet fever. And so he needed a blood test for glandular fever and a throat swab for scarlet fever. And then Friday, everything changed. And our doctor got in touch and told us to take him immediately to hospital. He had a level in his blood that was far too high. So we took him to A&E, they were expecting us. And we had no clue what was going on. And our doctor came in with an ECG machine, listened to his heart and told us that he had a heart murmur. And then a nurse kept coming in and out and she whispered something to the doctor. And then he said, "We think he's got Kawasaki's disease." But we didn't know what that was. And the doctor told us, "You won't know what that is." Ethan was admitted that night, and luckily the cardiologist was going home, but they called him back. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, he confirmed that Ethan had Kawasaki's disease because his arteries were so dilated. And the next morning, they gave him IVIG over 20 hours. We were really, really lucky in that respect. We were really lucky that it was diagnosed really, really quickly. And by the hospital, it was diagnosed on the same day that we were admitted. It was quite dramatic, actually, how he improved. It was really clear that there were aneurysms that were already forming for Ethan. And he became of interest to the hospital because Ethan was 10, rather than being under 5. And they felt that they'd caught it within that window of 10 days, but already he had quite significant damage. But it was so hard as a parent and as his mum to watch him change so dramatically and know that there was something so wrong, but I didn't know what it was. And our doctors at the time didn't know what it was. So once we were in hospital, as much as we got that diagnosis that was awful because we didn't know what it was, and they gave me a leaflet to read about it, it was almost a relief that somebody somewhere had said, actually, this is what it is, and this is what we can do about it. I think as a parent, once your child's diagnosed with Kawasaki's, you listen to what the doctors said, but really you hear the word Kawasaki and then everything else just is a bit of a blur. So every appointment we have, I go armed with a notebook, and not only just to write down what they're saying, but also questions, because once you're in the room, everything goes out the window because you're just watching to see what, is everything okay? And trust in your gut. No question is too stupid to ask, none. But it's important that you know what's going on with your child, and it doesn't matter if you ask the same question 100 times, but be confident in asking questions. And if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied, find out where you can get more support. You're the parent, they're your child, and you know them better than anybody else. You know them better than any doctor does, because you've been there.